Dear sister and brother, life is short. We say those words easily, but how rarely do we feel their weight? Every sunrise is a gift, every breath a mercy, every moment something we will never get back. Yet most of us move through our days as if life stretches endlessly before us, as if we have infinite time to change, to forgive, to love, to pursue what truly matters. Life is fleeting, more fleeting than most of us truly realize. Each day passes like a river flowing swiftly toward the sea, and once a moment is gone, it cannot be reclaimed. We wake up to the rising sun, go about our routines, and often take for granted the simple, precious gift of time. Yet, if we pause and reflect, we begin to see how quickly life moves. The childhood years we once thought would last forever are gone in what feels like the blink of an eye. The youth we believed would stretch endlessly slips away unnoticed. Even our adult years, which often seem so long while we are living them, pass with astonishing speed. This realization is not meant to bring despair, but to awaken a sense of urgency, a reminder that time is a treasure we cannot waste. Understanding the fleeting nature of life compels us to evaluate how we spend our hours, our days, and our years. It challenges us to ask ourselves, are we truly living with purpose, or are we letting the moments slip away in trivial concerns and distractions? Life is a limited gift, and the way we use it defines the story of our existence. When we comprehend that our time here is short, we begin to see that every choice carries weight. Wasted opportunities, neglected relationships, unfulfilled dreams, and postponed acts of kindness all become more significant when viewed through the lens of life's brevity. The reality that life is fleeting also reminds us to cherish the present. Far too often, we live as if the future is guaranteed, as if we have endless days to correct mistakes, to reach out in love, or to pursue what matters most. But the truth is that none of us knows what tomorrow holds. Illness, accidents, or unforeseen circumstances can change our lives in an instant, reminding us that every breath is a gift and every heartbeat a blessing. To live wisely, we must embrace the present fully, appreciating the people, experiences, and opportunities that surround us. Gratitude becomes a natural response when we recognize that each day is a fleeting treasure. Moreover, acknowledging life's fleeting nature encourages us to live intentionally. It prompts us to prioritize what truly matters, the nurturing of relationships, acts of kindness, the pursuit of purpose, and the cultivation of faith and wisdom. Time spent in meaningful endeavors is never wasted. It leaves an enduring impact that transcends the limitations of our physical life. Conversely, time squandered on trivial or harmful pursuits diminishes the legacy we can leave behind. To live intentionally means to make conscious choices, to act with thoughtfulness, and to invest in the things that bring eternal significance. Finally, the fleeting nature of life can inspire courage and action. When we truly understand that life is brief, we are motivated to step forward, to speak words that need to be spoken, to forgive, to love, and to pursue dreams without delay. Procrastination loses its power. Fear is diminished, and purpose comes into focus. We are reminded that each moment is an opportunity that will never come again, and that our lives are composed of these moments strung together. By embracing life's brevity, we gain clarity about our priorities, a sense of urgency about our actions, and a deeper appreciation for the fragile beauty of existence. Life is fleeting, and that truth, when fully embraced, transforms the way we live. It calls us to wake up each day with intention, to value what truly matters, and to invest our time in ways that honor the gift we have been given. In understanding that life is a vapor, appearing briefly and then vanishing, we find both humility and empowerment. The humility to recognize our limitations and the empowerment to live each moment fully, purposefully, and with unwavering awareness that the clock is always ticking. Life is too short to waste on things that do not truly matter. Every day we make countless decisions, some trivial, some significant, but far too often we allow the trivial to consume us while the truly important is neglected. We chase fleeting pleasures, superficial success, or the approval of others, believing these pursuits will bring satisfaction, only to find that they leave us empty. The brevity of life calls us to pause and examine our priorities, to ask ourselves what we are investing our limited time and energy into, and to make adjustments so that our days reflect what is eternal rather than temporary. Prioritizing what truly matters begins with recognizing the difference between what is urgent and what is significant. Urgent matters may demand immediate attention, emails, deadlines, social obligations, but significant matters touch the core of who we are and what we leave behind. Relationships with family and friends, acts of kindness, spiritual growth, personal development, and meaningful contributions to the world are the things that carry lasting value. Life is too short to allow the urgent to overshadow the significant. And yet this is a trap that many fall into every day. The moments we could spend nurturing love, building understanding, or creating something enduring are often swallowed by the demands of busyness or distraction. When we truly understand the brevity of life, we are compelled to make conscious choices about how we spend our time. We begin to see the relationships once neglected cannot be reclaimed easily. Words left unsaid, apologies unspoken, and acts of love postponed are opportunities lost forever. The fleeting nature of life forces us to prioritize connection, to invest in others, and to cultivate bonds that strengthen and enrich the human experience. It reminds us that people are far more valuable than possessions or accolades, and that the legacy we leave behind is measured not by material wealth, but by the love, influence, and goodness we impart to others. In addition to relationships, prioritizing what truly matters also means aligning our lives with purpose. Life is not meant to be lived aimlessly, drifting from one moment to the next without thought or intention. Each of us has unique gifts, passions, and callings, and to ignore them is to waste the precious time we have been given. The brevity of life challenges us to pursue our dreams, to take bold steps, and to embrace opportunities to grow and contribute. Waiting for the right moment often leads to inaction, but life's shortness teaches us that the right moment is now. Action fueled by purpose transforms fleeting time into meaningful accomplishment and leaves a mark that endures beyond our years. Furthermore, recognizing what truly matters encourages us to let go of the trivial and the harmful. Life is too short to cling to resentment, petty arguments, or the pursuit of shallow desires. Holding on to bitterness, envy, or meaningless distractions robs us of the joy, peace, and freedom that could fill our days. By focusing on significance rather than superficiality, we free ourselves to live more fully, love more deeply, and invest in the experiences and relationships that truly enrich our journey. Finally, prioritizing what truly matters means living with intentionality. It is not enough to simply be aware that life is short. We must act on that awareness. Daily decisions, no matter how small, compound over time. Choosing to spend time with loved ones, to practice gratitude, to serve others, or to grow spiritually transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary impact. Each day becomes an opportunity to live intentionally, to align our actions with our values, and to ensure that our life, though brief, is filled with significance. Life is too short to squander on what is unimportant. By consciously prioritizing what truly matters, relationships, purpose, love, and meaningful action, we make the most of the fleeting time we have. When we live with clarity about our priorities, we not only enrich our own lives, but also leave a lasting legacy that touches the hearts and minds of those around us, echoing far beyond the brief span of our earthly existence. Holding on to anger, resentment, or bitterness is a burden that far too many of us carry through life, often without even realizing the cost. Life is short, and every moment spent nursing grudges, dwelling on past wrongs, or refusing to forgive is a moment lost time that could have been used for love, growth, or meaningful connection. Forgiveness and reconciliation are not just moral ideals. They are urgent necessities in a life that is brief and fleeting. To live fully, we must recognize that the moments we waste in anger or resentment cannot be regained, and the opportunity to heal broken relationships may disappear in the blink of an eye. When someone has hurt us, it is natural to feel anger or disappointment. Our hearts protect themselves through defensiveness, and we may think that holding on to resentment is a way to maintain justice or fairness. Yet in reality, carrying unforgiveness only prolongs pain, poisons our hearts, and limits the joy and freedom that life offers. Life is too short to be enslaved by bitterness. Every day we spend clinging to old grievances is a day lost, a day in which our hearts are hardened, our relationships remain fractured, and our own spiritual and emotional well-being suffers. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing wrongs, nor does it mean we must continue to allow harm in our lives. True forgiveness is a conscious choice to release the hold that anger and resentment have over us. It is a decision to let go of the past so we can move forward unburdened and free. Life is fleeting, and the longer we wait to forgive, the more time we waste being trapped in negative emotions that diminish the quality and meaning of our days. Reconciliation, when possible, restores broken bonds and brings peace to both parties. Even when reconciliation is not possible, forgiveness frees the forgiver, allowing the heart to heal and embrace life fully. Understanding the brevity of life also encourages us to act quickly. There is no guarantee that tomorrow will come, no certainty that the people we are estranged from will still be in our lives. Waiting for the right time to forgive or reconcile often results in missed opportunities. Time once past cannot be regained, and relationships that could have been healed may remain broken forever. Life is short, and the moments in which we can mend what is torn are precious and irreplaceable. Moreover, the practice of forgiveness and reconciliation has profound effects beyond the immediate act. It transforms our character, softens our hearts, and cultivates empathy and understanding. It teaches us humility, reminding us that we too have made mistakes and have needed grace. It allows us to live with peace, free from the constant weight of resentment that can cloud our judgment, hinder our growth, and drain our joy. Life is too short to live in bitterness. Every act of forgiveness is a step toward a life filled with freedom, love, and purpose. Forgiveness also opens the door to deeper connections with others and with God. When we forgive, we participate in the same grace that we ourselves have received. We demonstrate that love is stronger than hate, that mercy is stronger than vengeance, and that life is too brief to waste on holding on to what divides us. By letting go of grudges and seeking reconciliation where possible, we honor the fleeting gift of time and the precious opportunity we have to create meaningful, lasting relationships. Life is short, therefore, forgiveness and reconciliation must be urgent priorities. We cannot afford to delay the healing of our hearts or the mending of our relationships. Every moment wasted in bitterness is a moment lost from a life that is meant to be lived fully, generously, and joyfully. By embracing forgiveness, releasing resentment, and seeking reconciliation, we make the most of our brief time on this earth, turning what could be pain into growth, what could be sorrow into peace, and what could be division into love. In the end, life is too short not to forgive, too fleeting not to reconcile, and too precious not to live free from the chains of anger and bitterness. Procrastination is one of the greatest thieves of life, stealing moments, opportunities, and potential without our realizing it. Life is too short to put off using the gifts and talents we have been given. For each day lost is a chance that can never be regained. Every person is born with unique abilities, passions, and purposes. Yet far too many of us allow fear, doubt, or delay to prevent us from fulfilling what we were created to do. Understanding that life is brief should inspire urgency, pushing us to embrace our gifts fully, serve others with diligence, and pursue our callings without hesitation. Using our gifts and talents is not just about personal achievement, it is about stewardship. Everything we have, our skills, our creativity, our influence, our time is entrusted to us for a reason. Life is fleeting, and the moment we waste failing to act is a moment wasted in disobedience or neglect of that responsibility. The talents we possess are meant to bless others, to make a difference in the world, and to leave a mark that endures beyond our temporary existence. To delay using our gifts is to deny ourselves the joy of fulfilling our purpose and to withhold potential blessings from those around us. Many people fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment to act, believing that circumstances must align before they can begin. But life is unpredictable, and the perfect moment rarely arrives. The years pass, responsibilities increase, and fear of failure or rejection grows. Yet every day that passes without action is a day wasted, an opportunity to grow, to create, and to impact others that has been lost forever. Life is too short to wait, too fleeting to let hesitation dominate our decisions. The right moment is often now, and the courage to step forward is the first step toward living fully and meaningfully. Using our gifts and talents also requires intentionality. It demands that we identify our strengths, acknowledge our passions, and dedicate ourselves to developing them. It is not enough to possess talent. It must be exercised, honed, and applied. The brevity of life reminds us that time is limited, and thus our effort must be purposeful and deliberate. Every hour we invest in growth, learning, and service adds to the legacy we leave behind, while every hour squandered in idleness or self-doubt diminishes the impact we could have made. Life is short, and the opportunity to act is always now, not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Additionally, using our gifts is intimately connected to serving others. Talents are not meant to exist in isolation. They are tools to help uplift and inspire. Life is too short to hoard what we have been given, to keep our skills confined to ourselves, whether through teaching, creating, leading, comforting, or guiding. Each of us has the power to touch lives in meaningful ways. The impact we have on others is often the measure of a life well lived, and it is through the active use of our gifts that this impact is realized. Fear and doubt often hold us back, but life's brevity should overpower them. We must recognize that the cost of inaction is far greater than the risk of failure. By stepping out, using our talents, and embracing our calling, we not only fulfill our purpose, but also inspire others to do the same. Life is too short to live with regrets over what we failed to attempt, too brief to waste our gifts, and too precious to spend waiting for permission or opportunity. In the end, life is fleeting, but the purposeful use of our gifts transforms fleeting moments into lasting impact. Each action, each creation, each contribution adds meaning to our journey, enriches the lives of others, and leaves a legacy that extends beyond our brief existence. Life is too short to let fear, procrastination, or hesitation dominate our choices. We are called to act, to serve, to create, and to live fully through the gifts and talents entrusted to us, making every moment count while we still have the chance. Life is short, but eternity is long, and the choices we make in this fleeting existence have eternal consequences. Too often, we live as if our days stretch endlessly before us, focusing on temporary pleasures, worldly achievements, and momentary comforts, while neglecting the condition of our souls. Spiritual awareness is not an abstract concept. It is a vital response to the reality of life's brevity. To live spiritually awake is to recognize that every action, every word, and every decision matters in light of eternity. It is to understand that life is a gift with a purpose far greater than mere survival or comfort, and that neglecting the spiritual dimension of our existence risks leaving our brief time on earth meaningless. Living spiritually awake begins with self-examination. We must pause to ask ourselves, are our lives aligned with truth, justice, and compassion? Are we cultivating qualities that endure beyond the fleeting years of our earthly existence? It is easy to become distracted by busyness, entertainment, or worldly success, yet these are temporary and cannot satisfy the deepest longings of the heart. Spiritual awareness invites us to look beyond the surface, to evaluate our motivations, and to ensure that we are living in harmony with our highest values and divine purpose. Life is short, and the urgency to awaken spiritually grows with every passing day. Prayer, meditation, and reflection are essential tools for cultivating spiritual awareness. They allow us to step back from the noise and distraction of daily life and to attune our hearts to God, to truth, and to eternal priorities. Through these practices, we become more sensitive to the voice of conscience, the promptings of the Spirit, and the needs of others. Life is too short to drift aimlessly, and the discipline of spiritual connection anchors us in purpose and meaning, helping us navigate the fleeting years with clarity, direction, and peace. Spiritual awareness also calls us to live with integrity. Our actions must reflect our beliefs, our values, and our understanding of God's will. Life is short, and the time we have to make a positive impact is limited. Every act of love, kindness, honesty, and mercy contributes to a life that resonates beyond our temporal existence. Conversely, every act of selfishness, cruelty, or neglect diminishes the eternal significance of our brief time on earth. Living spiritually awake means recognizing the weight of our choices and striving to align them with what is good, true, and lasting. Moreover, spiritual awareness reminds us to prioritize our relationship with God above all else. Material wealth, social status, and worldly achievements fade with time, but the soul's connection to the Creator endures forever. Life is too short to postpone devotion, prayer, or obedience. The fleeting nature of our days should inspire urgency in seeking God, trusting His guidance, and living in a way that honors His love and wisdom. In doing so, we cultivate a life that is not only meaningful, but also anchored in eternal truth. Spiritual awakening also involves an outward focus. It calls us to serve others, to love selflessly, and to act with compassion and justice. Life is too brief to focus solely on ourselves. Every opportunity to help, encourage, or guide another person contributes to a legacy that transcends the limits of our temporal existence. Our lives become conduits of divine love when we act with spiritual intention, turning fleeting moments into enduring impact. In the end, life is short, but our spiritual awareness allows us to live with depth, purpose, and clarity. By recognizing the eternal significance of our choices, prioritizing our relationship with God, living with integrity, and serving others, we transform our brief earthly existence into a journey of lasting meaning. Life is fleeting, but through spiritual awakening, each moment becomes an opportunity to align with what is eternal, to make a difference, and to ensure that our short time on earth echoes in the realm of eternity. Life is brief, and the reality of our mortality calls us to consider what we will leave behind. Every person has the opportunity to leave a legacy, not necessarily of wealth, fame, or accolades, but of love, character, and meaningful impact. The true measure of a life well lived is not how long we remain on this earth, but how deeply we influence, inspire, and uplift those around us. Life is too short to live selfishly, to act without thought, or to ignore the ways in which we can make a difference. Each day presents a choice to live in a way that leaves a positive, enduring mark, or to allow time to pass without purpose. A legacy of love begins with the way we treat others. Life is fleeting, And the relationships we cultivate are the most lasting footprints we can leave. Acts of kindness, words of encouragement, and gestures of compassion ripple outward, often in ways we may never fully see. Loving intentionally family, friends, neighbors, and even strangers ensures that our influence extends beyond ourselves. Life is too short to harbor resentment, withhold forgiveness, or neglect the chance to show care. Every interaction is an opportunity to sow seeds of love that will continue to grow long after we are gone. Living with impact requires intentionality. Legacy is not an accident. It is cultivated through daily choices and consistent actions. How we spend our time, how we use our resources, and how we engage with the world shapes the influence we leave behind. Every decision, no matter how small, contributes to the story of our life and the echoes it leaves in the lives of others. Life is too short to drift passively or to wait for circumstances to dictate our influence. Purposeful living transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary contributions that resonate far beyond our fleeting years. Mentorship, teaching, and guidance are powerful ways to leave a lasting legacy. Sharing wisdom, experience, and encouragement equips others to grow, overcome challenges, and pursue their own purpose. Life is too short to keep knowledge or insight to ourselves. By investing in others, we extend our influence, planting principles and values that shape generations to come. A single act of guidance or encouragement can spark a chain reaction of positive impact, touching lives in ways that continue long after we have departed. A legacy also involves standing for what is right and true. Integrity, honesty, and moral courage are hallmarks of lives that leave a mark. Life is fleeting, but the principles we uphold can inspire others and influence communities for decades. By living according to values that honor God, truth, and humanity, we create a template for others to follow. The fleeting nature of life should inspire urgency in choosing actions that are meaningful, ethical, and aligned with enduring principles rather than temporary gains or shallow ambitions. Life is short, yet the impact we make can be eternal when motivated by love, service, and purpose. Small acts of generosity, courage, and faith accumulate, leaving an imprint on the hearts of those we touch. Even seemingly insignificant moments, a comforting word, a sacrificial act, a shared lesson can resonate in ways beyond measure. Life is too brief to underestimate the power of our influence or the potential of our actions to transform the world around us. Finally, leaving a legacy reminds us to live with vision and mindfulness. Every day is a chance to contribute to something greater than ourselves, to shape lives, and to leave a trail of goodness in our wake. Life is fleeting, and the years we have are numbered, but the love we share, the guidance we give, and the example we set can continue to inspire, nurture, and uplift long after we are gone. In the end, a life lived with intentional love, compassion, and purpose leaves a legacy far more valuable than any material possession or worldly accolade, a legacy that endures through the hearts and actions of those we have touched.